So the video you're about to watch, I did spontaneously as I was working out, and it's about how to get a woman and keep her. And it's coming from a guy who spent most of his 20s learning game, I guess, or learning more about women. Before that, just overcoming social anxiety by approaching a lot of women. So there's my credentials. I actually was also a dating coach for like 2 years. To an extent, kind of know what I'm doing, and I'm giving advice as a 30-year-old man to the younger crowd on how to get a girl and keep her, and hopefully give you some incentive to just work on yourself and learn from my own mistakes. Go out, approach people, meet people, but don't do it to so far of an extent that you're just doing it just to do it. At a certain point in dating, you'll have to be a little bit more choosy about who you hang out with, and I'm going to get into that in this video. Enjoy. All right, so I want to do a quick video on how to meet a girl and keep her. So back about 10 years ago, I approached a lot of women on my college campus, and they were 99.9% of the time very nice to me. I was very shy. I was not pushy. A lot of times I meet women now, or I've talked to women now, or the woman that I'm in a relationship with now will tell me stories of old guys at the bar being persistent with them, and they're drunk, and they use that as a justification to be rude to men. Some women do that, actually, probably a lot, because I hear about a lot of young guys saying that the women these days are just harsh. I'm afraid to go approach them because the rejections are harsh. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Are rejections harsher now? I'm 30. 10 years ago, when I was about 20, 21, 22, 23, I seldom encountered harsh interactions when I was on my college campus. I was very shy, I was very nice, and I was very nervous. Most people were nice to me. Most women were nice to me. When I approached them and wanted to overcome my social anxiety and eventually wanted to start dating and stuff. So I fell into like the pickup artist trap, or the game trap, where you just approach throughout my 20s, and I thought that approaching more, I listened to some people in the pickup artist community, that game community, guys who like to learn game that take it way too far. And I even actually, I'll mention this, I was a dating coach for 2 years. My friend and I, during COVID and 2 years after, ran this business where we were coaching guys on how to approach women. And the people that got the most success were not the people that were obsessed with learning game. It was actually the people who were fresh out of a relationship and they just needed us to tell them, yeah, go approach her. Oh, well, it sounds like maybe you're being a little bit too nice. We'd just tell them over the phone, you're being a little bit too nice, do this instead. Here's how you tease, whatever. And they would just make one little tweak, and they started getting dates, and they got a new girlfriend. And those guys were the most successful. Not the ones that became obsessed with learning game, just the ones that needed like a tweak. Like we just needed to tell them, oh, you can actually go out, out, like you can be on your way to coffee, and if you see somebody that you want to talk to, you can just talk to them. Or, here's how to flirt in your friend group a little bit without being too, never be pushy, like always just kind of be cool. But anyways, the guys that need a tweak. So I wanted to, for this video, that's kind of beside the point. For this video, I just wanted to talk about how young guys can like meet a woman today. And it's basically, so instead of approaching and trying to meet people, you have to kind of, once you overcome that fear, which doesn't take very many at all. For me, it was like after talking to new people a couple of times, I felt way better. But then after probably a couple months, I was pretty much over the fear, and completely over the fear of like a year or two during college, just spending some time on campus or in the city, like after classes or whatever, just talking to new people. After I got over that fear, then it was like, okay, well now you're not afraid to go talk to people. You're not afraid to meet new people. So once you start going on dates, then you really need to be selective about who you want to keep seeing. And I want to give the advice that if somebody is doing something, if somebody's rude on the first interaction with them, you can just walk away. They're probably not the type of person that you want to be with. If they're rude on your first date, they're probably not the person you want to be with. You have to just be really, really selective. And once you meet that amazing person, keep them. Just keep your first interaction with them, your first date, your first couple dates, your first everything. If it goes well, that's probably the person that you want to stay with. And don't get caught in this trap of like going through your 20s thinking you need to approach and learn game. At a certain point, dating has diminishing returns, and you don't really learn how to be in a relationship at that point. You need to just get over the fear, get a girlfriend that you really like, but be very selective, and keep doing you. Have hobbies outside that you can focus on, so that your whole world isn't revolved around the person that you're seeing, who might be your soulmate.